Hi guys, welcome to my channel Mama Bear and Baby. This is officially going to be my first ever video on this channel. So there are so many emotions running high, but I'm not nervous at all because I'm really excited to share my personal pregnancy journey with you all. So without wasting any time, let's dive straight into our first video, which is top 10 most common early pregnancy symptoms. One of the first and most common early pregnancy symptom has to be tiredness or feeling fatigued all the time. I remember the time when Salman and I hadn't found out that we are pregnant, and even on weekends where I'm not working as much as I used to, where I'm shooting or traveling non-stop, say I've taken a Saturday off, Sunday off, I've lazed through the day, but even though I used to feel extremely tired, and I remember asking him one day, why do you think I'm suddenly so lazy? And he said, maybe it's because we've just gotten back from a Leh Ladakh trip, and high altitude sometimes does take a toll on you. More on that later. I'll be doing a separate video on how I traveled pregnant to Leh Ladakh. We didn't know, but I want to share that story with you all. So hold that thought. There'll be another video on that topic just for you all. But yeah, so fatigue and being tired all the time is one of the most common early pregnancy symptoms. But the good news is that during the 12th week of pregnancy, when your placenta is formed, all of this fatigue and tiredness will instantly go away and you will feel a surge of energy back. So this is just initially for the 10th or 11th week that you feel you're really tired. But from 12th week onwards, you'll suddenly realize that you are back to your routine life. The second symptom, which I've personally gone through, is being extremely moody. Even though I hate to admit it, I have been moody, and I think it's safe to say that these are pregnancy hormones. In the past, certain things that I might just let go, overlook, or I might not even be bothered about, but now the same teeny weeny tiny things act as small triggers that upset me. And this was just initially in the first 4 or 5 weeks. After that, I was pretty normal. Quote my husband, and I take his word for it. But still, you can actually go ahead and blame those pregnancy hormones for being extra moody during your early days of pregnancy. Third most common signs, early signs of pregnancy, is frequent urination. And I noticed that I usually have 4 to 4.5 liters of water every day. And even though I was consuming the same amount of water, even though I was continuing with the same activities, I'm not in an extremely cold region where, it's extremely normal to pee very frequently. But even though I was in Bombay doing my routine thing and having the same amount of water, I realized that I am peeing a lot more than what I usually do. So frequent urination is also a sign that you need to get that pregnancy test done. Symptom number 4 is nausea or vomiting, and you might want to actually check if it's food poisoning or whether you've had anything outside or apart from your regular food or regular meals that you consume. But if you've not had anything to eat from outside, then nausea is a direct sign that you might be pregnant. Symptom number 5 is weight loss, and it is absolutely true for me, especially in the whole of the first trimester, first 3 months. I have been puking. I have had morning sickness during the evening or night, and because of which I've had a tough time to keep my dinners down, keep my meals down. So weight loss is a byproduct. Weight loss comes along if you are unable to keep that food down, or if certain smell or certain food triggers you. And I remember this can also upset or worry a lot of people, especially all the new moms out there, all the pregnant ladies out there like me who didn't know at this stage that we are pregnant or we were pregnant. So do not worry. It's important to check in with your doctor to be on the safer side, but do not worry, as this is a common symptom of early sign of pregnancy. Symptom number 6 is smell sensitivity and a queasy feeling inside that something's up with your body. I remember telling Salman at least 10 times a day that I feel something's up with me. I feel unwell, but I know I'm not sick. And he used to look at me like, I think you need some rest. I think you need more sleep. You've been traveling a lot. But that being said, it's actually a thing. You don't feel like you're sick. You don't feel like you're down with a viral or you've had some food poisoning. but at the same time, you know that something's up with your body. Call it maternal instinct, call it those mama bear instinct, anything that you want to say. But I had this queasy, uneasy feeling inside, like something's up with my body, but I don't know what it is. I'm not unwell, that's for sure. And you know, certain smell, like I love the smell of freshly baked cookies, cakes especially. We make all our food at home. We bake cookies and cakes at home ourselves. So I still love that. And I remember during one of my cousin's birthdays, we were baking a cake and I couldn't stand the smell. People are like, okay, something's wrong with her. And so yeah, even my favorite perfume, I suddenly found it too strong for me and I couldn't stop sneezing. I hated it. So certain smell sensitivity could also be a sign that you need to get a pregnancy test and you might be actually pregnant. Now, symptom number 7, breast tenderness, is a tricky one. And here's why. Because we women can easily mistake it for, you know, our menstrual cycle is right around the corner, or I've just finished my menstrual cycle, because few days before your cycle and few days after cycle, for me especially, it's very normal to feel that heaviness and tenderness in my breasts. And I remember even highlighting this to my hubby, even to my mom, that it's been like an extended period now and this doesn't stop. And I was really worried, and this was one of the main reasons why we got a home pregnancy test, and this is one of the main reasons why I decided to see my gynecologist also. So you can actually keep a lookout for this symptom. Symptom number 8 is called implantation bleeding, and this term, or this medical term, I wasn't even aware of that it existed. Since y'all are aware, this is my first baby. Everything was new to me. I had no experience of this sort before. So I actually mistook it that, okay, my period dates were around the corner, so maybe these are just my regular normal periods. But then when it didn't stop, I had to go in and arrange a meeting, a checkup with my gynac. And also, this was not like a regular period where you bleed for 4 days or 5 days. This would happen in breaks, and this would go from light to medium to heavy bleeding. So this I came to know and learnt about after my interaction with my doctor. Light to medium bleeding immediately after a few days of conception is absolutely normal, and that is what is called implantation bleeding. And if you too experience something like this, please know that you need to drop by for a checkup, a routine blood test, and ensure whether you're pregnant or not, whether it's just hormonal. But it's extremely important to set up a meeting with a gynecologist. Symptom number 9 is bloating around the stomach area and feeling fuller than usual actually. Bloating for me has been an issue my entire life, and I actually thought that maybe because my chum's around the corner, or maybe because I'm about to start my menstrual cycle, I'm feeling full, or I see bloating around my stomach, even though usually it just lasts for the initial 3 days of my periods, or like 2 to 3 days before that. But this lasted for like whole 2 weeks. So that's again a common sign you might be pregnant. Last symptom of early sign of pregnancy is constipation, with all the moodiness, irritability, nausea, not eating well, probably not even having the opportunity to consume the foods that you like because of smell sensitivity and a lot of other hormonal changes that bring in all the different mood fluctuations. You're not able to carry on the regular routine or life that we used to before. And that's when this horrible problem sets in. It happened to me in the entire first month and a half. And I still remember, I still am fighting this problem of constipation. But along with constipation comes in your lower back pain. And if you're not exercising well, if you're not consuming plenty amount of water, if you're not sleeping well, if you're not getting your nutrition well, then this actually is a big issue, and low back pain really kills you. So please talk to your gynae to combat this in the best possible way. One of the most easy ways to fight constipation is actually to soak in 1 or 2 dried figs overnight and then consume it early morning on an empty stomach. And this really has worked magic for me without any medicine. I hope it works out for you too. So that is it, Mama Bears, for me. These were the top 10 most common early pregnancy symptoms which I've gone through myself, dealt with. Some of them I'm still dealing with, and I decided to share them with you because I truly hope that some of these or all of these symptoms have helped you decide whether you need to take an appointment with your gynecologist or no. So I'll see you soon, mamas, but before you go, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for some mama bear and baby love.